Let's go over an update for Star Wars Episode 9. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, Episode 9 being the final film in the sequel trilogy, principal photography won't even begin until the very end of July. We're actually getting closer to that stage of production for this final film in the sequel trilogy, which will be directed by J.J. Abrams. Now, with Solo: A Star Wars Story now out in theaters, now the next Star Wars movie to come into the mix is Episode 9. And a lot of people have been wondering about this movie as to exactly how J.J. Abrams is really going to wrap up this entire sequel trilogy, let alone all the 9 films. But looking at one update that we do have from all of the different location scouting that has been going around for Star Wars Episode 9, we've been going over this before in the past, and one location that they recently scouted for a possible spot for principal photography for this movie is over in Alaska, a national park called Denali National Park and Preserve. Now, to give you guys a little bit of information on this park, Denali National Park and Preserve encompasses 6 million acres of Alaska's interior wilderness. Its centerpiece is 20,310 feet high. Now, Denali, alright, also known as Mount McKinley, is another, known part in that park. North America's tallest peak, with terrain of tundra, spruce forest, and glaciers. The park is home to wildlife including grizzly bears, wolves, moose, and more. So, looking at, this as a possible spot for principal photography, this honestly really opens up a lot of different possibilities as to the worlds that we will be exploring in Episode 9. Now, one thing that we do know is that this movie is going to contain the most planets of any Star Wars movie to date. So we're going to be, traveling to many different planets in Star Wars Episode 9. We do know that they have actually scouted before over in Machu Picchu, and I am really crossing my fingers that they actually eventually are able to either get that in the movie or maybe even use that spot for a future Star Wars film. But yes, they have scouted over in Machu Picchu for Episode 9 before. Let's hope that they actually do end up shooting there, because it somewhat reminds me of Octu. I don't know why. There's something about it that really reminds me of that. And I always kept saying to myself, when they were scouting over there, that maybe it's a Jedi location that Rey goes to, perhaps. But looking at the Alaska location, Denali National Park, it looks beautiful, it looks stunning, and that's one thing that I really do love about J.J. Abrams, is that he really knows exactly what's gonna pop on screen. One great choice that he did was Skellig Michael Island over in Ireland, the location of Luke Skywalker and the First Jedi Temple. A lot of people forget this actually, but this was all J.J. Abrams' idea. The whole entire setting of Luke Skywalker, and the location of himself in the First Jedi Temple, etc. Everything came out great in that movie, in The Force Awakens. So, looking at Episode 9, I'm hoping that we do get the same exact result, where you just have these eye-popping visuals when it comes to the cinematography and the locations that they will end up choosing before they begin principal photography in July. Now, we do know one thing, is that Episode 9 is going to be using revolutionary technology, not only for their characters, but also exactly how the whole entire movie is going to look with their cameras. I'm not quite sure what they will be using, what type of cameras they'll be using, but I'm pretty excited to see exactly how well this movie will look on the big screen. It's said that it's going to be all next generation technology when it comes to motion capture suits for certain characters, etc. There's a lot on board here for this movie, and I feel like this is a huge task that needs to be completed in the correct way. Now, we do know that he will be implementing prequel trilogy continuity, and I think that's an important piece as well. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. And thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night